Hey, yeah, I might be wearing the same shirt as last video. What are you, my mom? I got records. You want to see records? I got records. Again, these are the records. Blah blah blah. 100 for $18, and some of them not any good. Nah. Look, 45s are neglected, and they're still cheap and abundant. Nobody wants them, and 45s were pretty much beat to death. You find the ones in the jukebox, they're still going to have some scratches. They're going to be okay. You're going to be all right. And, whew, okay, here we go with the naming of the records. Okay, Connie Francis, Toward the End of the Day. And If I Didn't Care, Connie Francis. Who's sorry now, Connie Francis? Okay. Born to Wander by the Four Seasons, and Ronnie by the Four Seasons. Now, do we know that song, Ronnie? We ever heard it? Is it a big hit? I've not heard it. Maybe I haven't, just didn't know it. Silas is Golden by the Four Seasons, and Ragdoll by the Four Seasons. Those are songs of theirs I know. I don't necessarily like them, but I know them. Okay? Lucille by the Everly Brothers, and So Sad to Watch Good Love Go Bad by the Everly Brothers. And this is on Warner Brothers. Columbia, and it's Tony Bennett, Can You Find It in Your Heart? Or Forget Her. Tony Bennett with Percy Faith and his orchestra. And it's on Columbia. Right. Uh-oh. Collabs in the house. You got The Wild Rover, Time to Ride by Donny Osmond. Let's see here. Yeah. And Go Away Little Girl by Donny Osmond. MGM. Rawr. Hey, Let Me In by the Osmonds. And One Way Ticket to Anywhere by the Osmonds. I'm gonna get my own planet. It's the Magic Underwear. Cadence Records, Since You Broke My Heart by the Everly Brothers. Let It Be Me by the Everly Brothers. Cadence. Okay. Oh, wow, this was a special one. Metal by Gary Newman, and Cars by Gary Newman. Big song. Big, huge. Released 40 years ago, last week, according to something I saw on the Facebook. And Facebook doesn't lie. There's no deception therein. They have all the information on everybody and everything. They're not going to lie. They have the real information. So every time you see something on Facebook, it's okay. Put your social security number in. Click on that link that someone sent you, and they've never sent you a link before. Go ahead and click on that. It's fine. Okay, Super Freak, Part 2 by Rick James. Well, where's Part 1? Oh, what's right here? By Rick James. Now, interestingly enough, I found... No, wait. They're both Part 2. I'm feeling ripped off here. No, yeah, what's going on? Anyway, there was obviously some sort of mix-up at the factory. Super Freak is not about Linda Blair, as we've always thought it was. I guess he wrote another song about her, like she's a nasty freak, or she's wild. Anyway, there's another song written about her. It's not Super Freak. Super Freak, I guess it's about somebody. Wait, Betty White. I just remembered. Roulette Records, Crystal Blue Persuasion by Tommy James and the Shondells, and Moni Moni. Okay, and this is their Golden Goodies Hits series. So this was definitely in the jukebox. Roulette Records again. Bits and Pieces by Tommy James. No Shondells. And Dragging the Line by Tommy James. What happened to the Shondells? Did you do one of those Alice Cooper things? Did you do one of those... it's the only example I can think of right now. We're really Ray Parker Jr. Radio. Where basically you're the band, right? But then you fire the band, and then just put your own name, like Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. What happened with that? And it's just Gloria Estefan, but it's the same people? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Don't know why I brought it up. Hey, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship. And Laying It on the Line by Starship. Now, Starship was the outgrowth of Jefferson Starship, the outgrowth of Jefferson Airplane. By the time Paul Kantner left the band, basically the only original member was what, one of the drummers? I don't know. Anyway, they had Paul Kantner sued them to make them change the name. Because he didn't want that band that was going to release We Built This City on Rock and Roll. He didn't want that associated with his band, his dead band. He did the right thing. Lately, I'd say about 10 years ago, I saw, when I was in Vegas, living there, I saw, it was called, since Grace Slick left the band years ago, it was called Starship featuring Mickey Thomas, which essentially means that he just did it like a Chuck Berry thing where he hired a bunch of backup players or whatever, pickup guys, and just doing the thing himself and singing these awful songs all by himself. Very little. There's nothing good about Starship. Nothing good. You did no good work. When you were Mickey Thomas, when you were the lead singer of the Elvin Bishop group and you sang Fool Around and Fell in Love, and then when Marty Ballin and Grace Slick that one time left Jefferson Starship, you joined up with them and you sang Jane. Jane was the greatest song Jefferson Starship ever released. Should have retired right there. It was all downhill. One of the greatest rock songs ever. This isn't it, by the way. Now, it's on Boardwalk Entertainment Company. You Don't Know What You Got by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and then I Love Rock and Roll, which is not, in my opinion, one of the greatest songs ever recorded. It's okay. Average. Right, Waylon Jennings, Time to Run Again, RCA Victor, and Norwegian Wood, the Lennon and McCartney song, Waylon Jennings. Waltz Me to Heaven, Waylon Jennings on RCA. And Waltz Me to Heaven, Waylon Jennings on RCA. Looks like, well, not for sale. Neither side is for sale. Both stereo, both sides identical. The Guess Who, Undone, and Laughing. So this was a jukebox dealio. Double-sided. Right, The Guess Who, Blue Bus Rider, and Share the Man. It's on RCA Victor. Bunch of Canadians. Right, you get rid of Pierre Trudeau or whatever that guy, Justin Trudeau, and I'll start taking you seriously again, Canada. Okay, movies by the Miami Sound Machine and Words Get in the Way, Miami Sound Machine. That's before Gloria Estefan asserted her dominance over the band. Started putting her name up front, and then just her name. Hey, Chuck Berry, Rock and Roll Music, and Blue Feeling. That's a chess record. The Orlons, Holiday Hill, and the Wawatusi by the Orlons. Hey, the Orlons again with The Conservative and Don't Hang Up. Now this was on Cameo Records. And I'm sure Larry Blackman and Cameo had nothing to do with that. If I ever talk to Larry Blackman, I have a few questions for him myself. Why in the back and forth video is Miles Davis just standing there? I know maybe he had throat cancer, maybe he couldn't talk. Well, why is he just standing there? He didn't perform on the record, did he? He's just there. That's unsettling. Okay. And Orleans, Siam Sam, and what other song did the Orleans have? Still No One. That was a big hit in about 76. Hey, the original Tattoos with what? With Miniwa, Nananwana, Mini One. I don't know. And El Condor Pasa. And this was on BASF Records. I'm not real sure about that. Don't know. Hey, Orleans, again, Eniwa Song and Dance With Me. Another huge hit from about 76. And that was on Elektra. And that was on Asylum. Okay. Percy Faith, Theme from a Summer Place. Don't make me do that Simpsons bit. That's Percy Faith. I think that was a hit. Okay. Swedish Rhapsody by Percy Faith and his orchestra. Okay. Song from Moulin Rouge, not the one with Lil' Kim. Okay, Where Is Your Heart? Percy Faith again. And this is featuring Felicia Saunders. Yeah, this side has Felicia Saunders because shortly after the recording, she left the studio and they said, "Bye, Felicia." And that was the last anyone heard of Felicia Saunders. All right, you start. You try to write something. Hall & Oates, Out of Touch. A big 80s hit. I Cried by Patti Page on Mercury. What a Dream by Patti Page. Okay. I think she's the one, maybe Tennessee Waltz, maybe How Much the Doggy in the Window. Is that Patti Page? My Promise and The Walls Have Ears by Patti Page. Hey, I'm just a kid. Don't make me feel like a man by Daryl Hall and John Oates. And She's Gone. That's Hall & Oates. That's a great song on Atlantic. Okay. All right. Somebody Maybe by the Ohio Express. And Beg, Borrow, and Steal by the Ohio Express. And someone named Appleby put their own little taped up sticker on it. Appleby. Apparently, this 45 record has the distinction of being owned by a Charles Dickens character. Right. Buddha Records, Firebird by the Ohio Express, and other song. Chewy Chewy, which was a big hit for them. Chewy Chewy. Okay. Al Di La by Connie Francis. And I'm Gonna Be Warm This Winter, Connie Francis. That's on MGM. Okay. Land of Beauty by the Diamonds. Let's see who the orchestra is conducted by, because that's very important these days. David Carroll. And The Stroll by the Diamonds. I think I've heard that. I couldn't tell you. Seems familiar, but who knows? Rockabye Baby with a Dixie Melody by Jerry Lewis. And Come Rain or Come Shine by Jerry Lewis. And I'm going to just assume this is the Jerry Lewis, as in comedy Jerry Lewis. That guy. I never liked that guy. King Records. Lonely Matron by Larry Cunningham and the Mighty something. All right, let's try it here. Okay. Here's That Smile Again by Larry Cunningham and the Mighty Avons and Strings. No, right. It just makes no sense. MGM Records. It's Why Can't I by Joni James. And I'll Never Stand in Your Way, Joni James, MGM. All right. I Love Her, and That's Why by Johnny Mathis. Well known for his many, many affairs with women, Johnny Mathis. And Gina by Johnny Mathis. Again, that hedonistic womanizer, Johnny Mathis. That relentless boot-knocking whoremonger, Johnny Mathis. And his tons of female conquests. The Black Liberace. No, I don't know that for a fact. He didn't ever play the piano, that I could tell. He played a slightly different instrument, in my opinion, satire. Is he still alive? Johnny Mathis dies. You know, I hope he lives to be 100 years old, but that's not a long time from now. There'll be such a video of my opinions that are constitutionally protected. Okay, Wind of Change by the Bee Gees and Jive Talkin' by the Bee Gees. RSO Records, the Moo Cow. Look for the sign of the Moo Cow and the disco beat. And Buddha Records, again. Sticky Sticky by the 1910 Fruit Gun Company. Not Fruit Gun Company. That's an entirely different company. And I believe they've been closed down. Fruit Gun, idea before its time. 123 Red Light by the 1910 Fruit Gun Company on Buddha Records. That was what you call a One of these bubblegum pop hits of the early 70s. Temporary type of phase. That went away. I Lie Around by Wings and Live and Let Die by Wings on Apple Records. That guy has got no future in music. No More Lonely Nights. Paul McCartney and Wings. Not just Paul McCartney. Wingless. Wingless like one of those very thin tampons. Maxi pads. Okay, The Mess. Paul McCartney and Wings. And My Love. Paul McCartney and Wings. Now there was a story that I was told as a youth by my brother, the disc jockey. And he knew this guy who was involved in a late night traffic accident. A car flipped over, the guy was killed. And of course he was on the scene. I don't believe the story. I never did. But he was on the scene. And the guy's 8-track was still going. And it was playing My Love by the Beatles. So many flaws in the story. But that's the story as a 10-year-old me remembers it. You remember the huge pop hit by Nicole, Rock the House, on the back Throwdown, on Atlantic Records? Nicole, from the huge hit from the decade she's from. I got nothing. Anyway, they tried to push Nicole. Maybe somebody did push Nicole, but only enough to get a record deal. Didn't work out. Or did it? Didn't work out. Okay, and this is just a single. No label. No way to tell. Well, this is side 1. It's about 5:57. Side 2 is about 5:53, and it's just Flip Wilson. No, nothing about what's on it. I don't think he was particularly dirty or racial. Maybe. Flip Wilson basically just was a black, African American black comedian. Had his own comedy show in the late 60s. Dressed up as Geraldine, a sassy black woman. It's a pre-Tyler Perry world. And he also had a catchphrase, well, the devil made me do it. And here come the judge. Flip Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. I Got a Feeling by Ricky Nelson on Imperial Records, and Lonesome Town. That was a hit by Ricky Nelson. Again, you guys, you musicians, stay off planes. How long do you want to live? Stay off planes. Lonesome Road and I Almost Lost My Mind by Duane Eddy. Okay, this is an extended play of 45. They're not joking around. And Detour and Loving You by Duane Eddy. That's on Jamie Records. Jamie's got a record label. Jamie's not crying. You're the Reason I'm in Love by Sonny James, and Young Love by Sonny James. That was a capo, obviously looks like a reissue, because that's a very old, very popular country song. I'm told. Have You Heard by Joni James and Wishing Ring, Joni James again, MGM Records. Don't be scared of the lion. It's not going to hurt you. Closer You Get by Alabama. Now that was a big country song, 80s. And the other side was You Turn Me On by Alabama. Nothing like being told by a bunch of hairy, dirty, smelly 80s country guys from Alabama that you turn me on. See how I'm ripping through these records? See how I'm doing that? Who knows if I'll, a couple of days from now, be able to get back in there and do some more. Well, we'll see. We will definitely see. And let's see if this thing works. And have I made a mistake doing this? Have I got into something that I just can't get out of? More to come.